We're gonna open door.
Oh, yeah,
thanks.
please. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're coming out of executive session. It is 2:11 in the afternoon. We received an update from Councillor Hicks and staff. And we want them to move forward with this issue as instructed.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You.
All right, next item on the agenda is item number 3, and that will be stricken from the agenda. Item number 4 is 4A, and that is discussion of boards and commissions. And I would like to have Director Sellers come up front to the table. And
the board asked last week, they were talking about boards and commissions. I provided this document on 3 weeks ago, on which boards and commissions the board has in the county. There's been some questions about the authorities or some other things that folks had asked about. What's before you is the list of the 21 boards and commissions that we found record of here. There are a few more that we found since then that are on this list. Looking for some guidance on how to move forward in the office. The A7 policy of our Josephine County Administrative Policy talks about the purpose of advisory boards and bodies. They're what they do, how they help, and then talks about the board's authority over them. I think the question that came up in conversation was how are they, like last meeting was, how are they appointed? How are they, what authorities the board have over those bodies? And the board is the ultimate authority over all the things in the county. Folks on the board serve at the pleasure of the board of the county commissioners. And then there was some questions about what do each of these boards do? And there's a number of boards that have a tie into a department. And so I would want to speak for any of those departments, but I did need to point out that the board will need to do at least one dissolution of a board, as one of the boards here was dissolved by the city, which is the other half of it. So it's a joint city, the community number 10 on your list, the Collaborative Economic Development Committee is a joint committee of the city and the county. It was dissolved about a month and several days ago. And so we will need to do a formal declaration, what I was told to board order to dissolve that committee. And the board wanted to ask for an update on what other committees we had, so.
okay, thank you for that synopsis, Director. So I don't know. So I'll ask the question, did you know that we had this many advisory boards and commissions, 21 of them? I just look at some of these here and like Director Sellers says, one of them is going to be dissolved. I see some of them, I know from experience, haven't met in a regular time. Some of them haven't been following the bylaws of what they're supposed to be doing. And some of them, and we know we had some chairs of resign. So we got a little bit of disarray going on right here. And I think what we should do is we should look at possibly making some revisions or some changes and update the roster, and then possibly look at removing some of them, maybe rebuilding them. I'm just shooting from the hip here.
I think a good step forward would be to call the chairs in from each one of these and have them give an accounting of what their advisory committee is doing and are they keeping their minutes during public meeting laws.
Well, we know if they're keeping their minutes or not because we receive them.
No.
We're supposed to be receiving them, and some of them
Well,
are.
as we know from the marijuana advisory committee, they were not.
Right, and they're not the only ones. I think there may be some more.
So,
I think my thoughts are that a lot of this is a disaster. I'm thinking maybe we should just almost want to start over.
What it would be, I think it would be prudent to get the chairs of these different advisory committees to come before us and give us justification for their existence.
Well, I can tell you that every member on every board is gonna tell you that they're the most valuable person in the whole county, and their existence is very important. That I can guarantee you. I think all of these are voluntary or,
Yes, I'm sure they are.
I can't speak to all of them. I have to consult with legal, but there may be, and probably are some in here that are required by statute.
okay,
And again, I would want legal at the table to talk more in depth about that. So I'm just providing this information.
okay. Well, the ones that are required by statute absolutely will have to leave, and then the ones that are productive, and I'm selective in using that word productive, because if they're not meeting on a regular basis, and nothing's really happening, I don't understand why we have them. And, but if they are useful and we need them, absolutely, we want to tap into the expertise that the community has that they can bring to us, with their boards. So, I don't know if there's not really the action to take here right now. But I'm understanding that this is just informative, that we can review, and we get Commissioner Barnett back, he might have some insight on that. I think that, didn't Commissioner Barnett serve on one of these boards prior to?
We don't have a good accounting of who's on which board. So I think to
Okay,
the commissioner's point, it's probably good for us to talk to each of the chairs.
so at this point, we don't even have a roster of who's on the boards? We don't have that information handy?
We need to do some more work on that.
Okay, all right, let's do some more work. Let's table this for another meeting, and when we have Commissioner Barnett here, we'll discuss it some more. But this is a good, something to think about.
Yeah, do we need to give some direction to proceed on looking into these, or will just wait?
Let's just wait. I think let's just wait. It's not gonna run away
It's
from
not
us.
pressing on.
It's not pressing. It's a matter of, I think, housekeeping, cleaning up and setting up everything to be more efficient.
Yeah.
And working how it's supposed to work, so. Okay, thank you, Director Sellers. Next item on the agenda is audits discussion, and this was put on the agenda by myself, and I put this here because I just want to throw out an idea, and I've been thinking about how we as a board can be more efficient and effective in what we're doing, and is having a better understanding of what's happening at the boards. And maybe something to think about, maybe we want to look at doing some audits, maybe from the outside, maybe from the inside. Maybe performance audit, maybe a financial audit, some things so that we can wrap our head around what's going on in the county and have a better understanding. I know we have all the information that we get from finance, but there's more to the county than just numbers on the spreadsheet. And I just wanted to throw that idea out there as something that we might want to consider, talk about at a future date. Just kind of.
I think it's advisable to do that. I just think it's prudent to actually understand exactly all the working parts and are they functioning the way they're supposed to, and only way you're gonna find out is to audit them.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I have no agenda, and I'm just thinking this would be a good mechanism that can be very helpful for us. So just something to think about, and maybe when we convene at another time, we can dig into it a little deeper.
I think it's advisable, and I would agree with you.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, item 4C is also an item that I put on the agenda, and I want to share this with you, Commissioner. And what I'd like to do is just take a brief moment, maybe about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and have you read through this. And then talk about it afterwards. Right, you may recall, I believe it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, I brought this subject up and I said this is something that we might want to talk about or consider. And I felt that I had the nod, so to speak, to go ahead and do some more research and find out what could be done in terms of this. So this is what I've put together in this memorandum, put together an outline of the direction that I'd like to go with this challenge that we have as a county. And and what I'd like to do is, if it pleases the board, to move forward with this idea and present it at Tuesday's legal council.
I think you should move forward with
this
it
proposal.
because it's either this or that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Then with that, I'll move this forward and we will have, as my understanding, we will have Commissioner Barnett here next week on Tuesday. And I'll get working on it. Thank you, Commissioner. Next item agenda is item 5, which is other. This is commissioners may introduce any other matters for consideration by the entire board. Do you have anything for us, Commissioner Smith?
No, not at this time.
Okay, and I don't either. And item number 6, additional subject matters from the commissioners, and this is any topic of interest that you might want to bring up.
Just want to point out that we're having the Senate Bill 762 with the wildfire hazard map meetings. One in Sunny Valley, that's this evening at 7 to 9. And then we're having one in Douglas County on Saturday, and that's 4 to 6 p.m. at the fairgrounds. Then we're having another meeting in the Merlin Baptist Church. That's on the 18th at 6:30 to 8:30. And another one on the 20th at the Illinois Valley High School, and that's 6:30 to 8:30. And that's just to bring attention and get some action on some horrible legislation.
Okay, thank you for that, Commissioner Smith. Anything else?
No, I have nothing.
Sure, Mr. Brandis.
Grudgingly, that hurt. Hey, I just wanted to check in with the road superintendent. I thought we were gonna be on for today, but it's Tuesday at the earliest it's looking like now, and that's a big position. It's got a lot of steps to get it back in place.
Right.
And I'm not sure what the new format is, I guess, with PAs and PRs, if it's a formal board sign off on those, if it's a nod of the head. I wanna
No, it's.
see where we're languishing.
It's to the chair, if they come to the chair.
Okay.
But before they come to the chair, we need you to address it here, but that's on the agenda, I believe, for Tuesday.
It is
So
Tuesday.
Monday is a holiday.
Yep.
And we typically are from now on out
Yep.
meeting on Mondays, but we can't that Monday,
Right,
so
no, I get
it
it.
looks like it'll be.
Okay, I was hoping for today, but just, it's gonna be,
Yeah,
a
no, I
long
got your
interview
email and I
process.
appreciate that, but
Okay.
we got a lot of things and we're juggling,
no, I hear you.
8 chainsaws at the same
Yeah,
time.
and who knows how long this agenda could have been, so, okay.
Okay, but thank you for
Yep,
pointing that out.
no problem. I'm not trying to be a pest in any other
No, it's
position.
okay.
I'd shine it, but that one, I'm like, ugh.
Thanks for coming over. Glad to see you.
I was driving by for lunch, so what the heck?
All right, thank you, everyone. It is
Thank you.
2:25 and we will